Hi guys, it's your American girl abroad again, currently reporting live from the land of sunshine, smiles, and sudden karaoke sessions, also known as the Philippines. When I first landed here, I was your typical foreigner, the kind who thinks she's too organized for tropical chaos. I had color-coded itineraries, 3 apps for directions, and a power bank big enough to jumpstart a car. I was ready for paradise. I wasn't ready for Filipino kindness, the kind that doesn't ask for anything in return, except maybe a smile and a thank you po. You know how travel guides always say Filipinos are warm and hospitable? Yeah, that's the understatement of the century. What they don't tell you is that after about 2 weeks here, you slowly transform. You start saying po and opo without even knowing what they mean. You call everyone ate and kuya, and somehow, you find yourself helping a random grandma carry her groceries across the street like you re her long-lost apo. I used to be a very, let's say, structured traveler. You know, I have 5 minutes for selfies, then off to the next destination. But my first week in the Philippines changed that real quick. It started with a tricycle driver named Jun. My first day in Manila, I took a tricycle just for the experience, and because honestly, I was too scared to cross the street. Jun was blasting 80s love songs and smiling like he just won the lottery. When I asked him why he was so happy at 8 a.m. on a Monday, he just said, "Ma'am, buhay pa ako." That's enough reason to smile. That line hit me harder than the Manila heat. That night, I realized that something was happening to me. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't rushing. I wasn't checking my phone every 2 minutes. I was just happy. By the second week, I was already starting to show symptoms of Pinoy kindness infection. You know, the one that makes you say thank you to jeepney drivers, share your umbrella with strangers, and hold the elevator door even when you're already late. And trust me, it's contagious. One day I saw this old lady, Lola, as Filipinos say, trying to carry 2 big grocery bags in Quezon City. Normally, I'd be the type to think, someone will help her. But this time I didn't even think. I just ran over, said, "Let me help you, Po," and grabbed one of her bags. Lola looked at me like I just handed her a winning lotto ticket. She smiled and said, "Thank you, anak." Anak. Child. Excuse me, I almost cried right there between the mangoes and the fishball stand. It's weird. In America, kindness is like a special event. We post it on social media like, "Look, I helped someone today." But in the Philippines, it's just daily life. It's how people breathe. One morning in Cebu, I ordered breakfast at a small carinderia, just eggs, rice, and coffee. When I went to pay, the lady told me, "Ma'am, the tricycle driver already paid for you." I was like, "Wait, what? Why?" She said, "Because you smiled at him earlier." I mean, how do you even respond to that? I smiled again, obviously, then nearly cried into my rice. That's when I realized something. Filipinos aren't just kind. They expect kindness to exist. It's not charity. It's culture. It's normal. I saw it everywhere. When someone drops their wallet, 5 people will chase after them to return it. When the jeepney's full, people scoot over like they're in a family reunion. When it rains, people share umbrellas like it's a national sport. And it's not performative. They're not doing it for likes. They're doing it because it's just how things should be. I remember my first brownout. Sorry, power outage. I was freaking out because the Wi-Fi died. My Airbnb host just laughed, lit a candle, and said, "Don't worry, ma'am. We make stories when the lights go out." Then she handed me a cup of Milo. We sat outside, listening to the neighbors singing karaoke with a portable speaker, while kids played tag in the dark like it was an adventure movie. I thought to myself, I used to be scared of losing power. Now I'm scared of losing this feeling. Because when you're surrounded by people who give so freely, their time, their smile, their laughter, it rubs off on you. Even the traffic guards wave at you like you're in a parade. The security guards at malls say, "Good morning," like they really mean it. The street vendors call you ma'am like you're royalty. And then there's the Filipino magic word, po. It's like a kindness spell. You say it once and suddenly everyone smiles back at you. Now let's talk about what happens to foreigners after 2 weeks here. The transformation is real. At first, they're all, "Excuse me, I'm in a hurry." By day 10, they're like, "Okay lang po, no rush." By day 14, they're standing in a line, holding someone's baby while waiting for taho. You see tourists in flip-flops helping their tricycle driver push uphill. You see foreigners sharing their bottled water with construction workers. You see people who came here to experience paradise, realizing paradise isn't tea beaches, it's people. And here's the funny part. Even when foreigners leave the Philippines, they don't go home the same. I know, because when I went back to the US after my first trip, something had changed. At the airport, I smiled at strangers. I held the door for everyone. I even caught myself saying, "Thank you, Po," to the Starbucks barista. She looked confused, but I didn't care. It is like the Philippines installed a kindness chip in my heart and forgot to uninstall it. There's something beautifully chaotic about the way Filipinos live. It's not perfect, but it's full of heart. You see kids laughing in the rain, neighbors helping each other fix roofs, and people sharing food even when they barely have enough for themselves. One time I got lost in Baguio, totally lost. I asked this random guy for directions. He didn't just tell me, he walked me there. It took 20 minutes. When I offered to buy him coffee as thanks, he said, "No need, ma'am, I was going that way anyway." Spoiler, he wasn't. You can't buy that kind of kindness. You can only learn it by being surrounded by it long enough. And the best part? Filipinos never make you feel like you owe them. You say thank you and they smile like, "Of course, why wouldn't I?" Even the kids are kind. I saw a little boy in Siargao give his candy to another kid he didn't know. When I asked him why, he said, "He's sad, 8. Candy makes people happy." I mean, come on. That's the kind of emotional intelligence adults pay therapists to have. So why do foreigners become kinder in the Philippines? Because kindness is the national vibe. It's in the air. It's in the laughter. It's in the good mornings, from complete strangers, and the ingat po every time you leave. Filipino kindness doesn't just touch you, it transforms you. It teaches you that being busy isn't an excuse to forget your humanity. It reminds you that sometimes happiness doesn't come from having more, it comes from giving more. When you live in a world where everyone's too focused on themselves, stepping into the Philippines feels like walking into a giant, warm hug. And maybe that's why foreigners come here and never really leave the same way. They arrive strict, serious, and cautious. 2 weeks later, they're smiling at tricycle drivers, carrying groceries for Lola, and saying "Opo" like it's the most natural thing in the world. The Philippines doesn't just show you how to live, it reminds you how to feel. And honestly, if the rest of the world had just a little bit of Filipino kindness, maybe, just maybe, it'd be a much happier place. So yeah, if you see me back in America helping a random grandma carry her groceries while calling her Lola, just know, I'm not weird, I'm just a little more Filipino now.